Welcome back to Crypto Talk. In this video, I will share with you my top 5 mid-cap tokens that I believe will easily 20x in the next crypto bull run. Now, a 20x for these tokens would literally turn $10,000 into $200,000 when we see that materialize. But you must understand that these are simply my predictions, and it does not guarantee that I will be correct. So if you choose to invest in these 5 mid-cap tokens and or any other crypto for that matter, you have to understand that you're doing so at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor and I could be completely wrong, okay? So keep that in mind as we proceed. Now, I'm gonna share my screen with you. We're gonna head over to CoinMarketCap and I'll share these tokens with you. So let's go. All right, we're here on the CoinMarketCap website. I'm gonna share the #1 token with you starting right away, but I first wanna address the market cap size. So in order for this token to make this list, it has to be between 100 million and 500 million in its current market cap, because that is what I consider a mid-cap token. Any token that's over 500 million market cap, I consider macro cap, and any token under 100 million, I consider to be micro cap. So we're going for mid-cap, and that's gonna take us to the very first one, which is going to be the Scale Network. I like the Scale Network a lot, and there's a lot of people that think this project will go to $3/4 during the next crypto bull run. I personally think it'll easily hit $2. If we look at the Scale all-time high, I believe it was like $1.22 that Scale hit way back in March of 2021. So $1.22 way back in March 2021. It's currently trading around 6.7 cents. And what's interesting with Scale, if you look at its market cap, it's 347 million market cap, and its fully diluted market cap is 473 million. So this is if all tokens were in circulation, what its market cap would be. We want to see the fully diluted market cap be as close to the market cap number as possible. So keep that in mind. A lot of the projects I'm sharing with you are going to be very similar in terms of they're going to be close fully diluted market cap to market cap. Most of the tokens at minimum are going to be 70% of the tokens are going to be in the circulating supply for the projects that I'm going to share with you. If we see projects that have 20 to 25% tokens in the circulating supply, that is very concerning to me for the potential of, if these tokens get released, that could cause the token price to plummet. So this project, for me, Scale is not crazy concerning. 73% of tokens, I would like to obviously see 100% of tokens in the circulating supply, and I'd like to see this be as close to this as possible, but it's not too bad. I like Scale a lot. I personally think Scale hits $2, and like I said, there's a lot of people that think it hits 3 to 4. So this is the first one on the list. What's interesting, quickly before we move on, you look at Scale here, it pumped up to 10 cents. Down here, before we saw the pump in October, November, December, it was trading around 2 cents. So it pumped all the way up to 10 cents, and now it's dropped to 6.7. So I think for Scale, anything under this price is a great entry point. At the time of filming this video, the markets are sliding. Are the markets going to continue to slide? I don't know. I do think they're probably going to slide a little bit more. Again, it depends on when you're watching this video. This is literally at the time of me filming the video that the market is sliding. If we see Scale dip down to here, 4, 4.5, 5 cents, I mean, that would be an insane buying opportunity. If you were to see it dip down to here, which I don't think we will, but if we did see it dip down to here before we saw a bull run, I mean, you could load up and not only hit 20x, if that thing hits $2 off of 2 cents, I mean, it would be an insane gain. But I wouldn't count on Scale going back to here. Like I said, anything under this price, I think is a great entry point. I do think it's possible we see it come down to 4 or 5, okay? And so if you want to be patient, you could consider that. But keep in mind, I could be wrong, and it could just explode to the upside, and then you miss out on gains. So you got to decide for yourself what you want to do. Now, the second one on the list is going to be Sushiswap. Sushiswap, I love this token a lot because it's a decentralized crypto exchange, and the decentralized crypto exchanges have a lot of room for growth. Sushiswap is 247 million, almost 248 million market cap. Its fully diluted market cap is almost the same. This is really good. I think Sushiswap's all-time high was 23 something, and 23.38 way back in March 13, 2021. So this was the last bull run peak for Sushi, 23.38. You would almost get, you would get a 20x from its current price just for it to go back to its all-time high. I think Sushiswap is going to hit 30 to 40 in the next bull run, between that range. So with Sushi, I think you're going to get much more than a 20x, but it's also important that you understand the same thing that I said with scale applies here. This Sushiswap token, before we saw this pump, was trading around kind of 57, 53, 53, 57, right? So this was kind of its lowest point here before it pumped. Again, do I think it's going to get down to here? I don't think so, but it certainly is possible. What we can see is that this has not pumped near as much as Scale Network has, but I think in a strong bull run, this thing will blow past its all-time high. And like I said, anything, even, the same thing applies as with Scale. I think anything under this price is a great entry point, but I do think short term, and I could be wrong, I think short term though, we're going to see this drop down to possibly 80, maybe 70 cents. Again, I could be completely wrong, but if it does drop down to here, all of a sudden you get an insane entry point and your multiplication would be even higher. Keep in mind that, again, I'm not saying I'm correct, but I like Sushiswap a lot, and I think it has mega, mega upside when we see the bull run. Number 3 is going to be Band Protocol. I love Band Protocol because Band Protocol is essentially the same thing as Chainlink, but it is faster than Chainlink and it is cheaper than Chainlink. I believe they have partnerships with Coinbase. And what's interesting about this Band Protocol, if we look at its all-time high, I think it was 20 some dollars, so 23.19 back in April 15, 2021. This is interesting, 163. I think we're going to see this be 30 to 40 in the next bull run as far as its peak, what it's going to be. But again, same thing applies, okay? See how it pumped and see how we're getting a drop. Again, it could completely just boom to the upside, but it certainly has shown of late that it's dropping. So anywhere below this point, I think is a great entry point, but maybe down here, $1.30, $1.40 if it gets there, amazing entry point. I, again, do not anticipate it to come down as low as it was here before it pumped, but it is possible. Now, with the number 4 that's on the list, I got Trader Joe. This one I like a lot as well. And what's interesting with this one is it hasn't had a full crypto bull run yet. This is a trading platform built on the Avalanche chain. And I think that Avalanche in the next bull run will have a major, major breakout. So naturally, tokens that are, or projects that are part of the Avalanche ecosystem will most likely do really, really well. Now, you can see that the circulating supply percentage-wise, in terms of available tokens, is similar to Scale. Scale was around 73 some percent. So obviously, we don't want to see that be too low. The higher with this, the better. And we want as many of the tokens in circulation as possible, so we don't have more tokens come into the supply and deflate the, the value per token, okay? So 150 million market cap, this is the lowest market cap one that we've covered so far, and the fully diluted market cap is 211 million. It's not a crazy difference. I'm okay with this being the way that it is. And if we see this token, I think this came on around September, so end of August 2021, right? So it never really had a full bull run, which is interesting. You can see that its all-time high was 502 in November 21, 2021. And I think we're going to see this go to 10, anywhere between 10 to 15, maybe on the high end 20. I think this could be similar to what Sushiswap was in the last bull run. I think, what did we say? Sushiswap went to 23 something or 21 something. So I think this might do a little less, maybe 10 to 15. But I think on the high end, it could do as good as Sushi did per token. And so obviously you would get an easy 20x if it did that. But the same thing applies, as I already said with the other ones. Notice how much this has pumped in the last while, but notice it's already retraced, around 50% almost, from up here, it retraced close to 50%, from, where it was. And if you look at kind of its lowest point here of 22 cents, it's still a double off of that. But with it showing us that it's going still kind of down at the time of filming the video, again, you might want to wait and apply the same thing as what I shared with the other ones. If you get an entry point around here, 0.33, 0.3, and if it does slide further down, then again, the same as what I said with the other ones. Anything further down from here, I think will be an amazing entry point. So it depends on how patient you want to be, what you want to do. That's obviously up to you. Now, the 5th and final mid-cap token that I think has 20x potential easy is going to be Mask Network. The Mask Network is interesting at 370 million market cap. Its fully diluted market cap is almost the same. Almost 100% of the tokens are in circulating supply. I like that a lot. and its all-time high was $97.92 way back in February 24, 2021. So what's interesting with this here is that it is way down from its all-time high. But I think that for it to go from here to its all-time high would be around a 27x roughly, give or take. And I don't know if it's going to go much past its all-time high, but I do think it can get back to the range of $80 to $100 in a strong bull run. I think that this is an interesting opportunity. And if you look at the same exact thing with the mass network, you'll see that, it's trending downwards. Now, what's interesting to note about this is this one didn't pump a crazy amount. Other than this one spike here, in the last 3 months when we saw a lot of other tokens pump, it hasn't pumped, an insane amount, right? This one in Sushiswap and even BAM protocol didn't pump as much. Obviously, Scale Network pumped more. But, if you think about kind of all the ones I shared, Scale and Trader Joe pumped the most, then Sushiswap, Band, and Mass Network kind of, within the similar range, even though I'd say this one looks like it's pumped less. But the interesting thing about this is it's not a crazy amount, off of where it was here. So if you wait it out, similar to what I shared with the other ones, if you do want to be patient and wait, see where the market slides to, try and get a better entry point around $3. If it does slide to there, maybe it slides to 2.5. Again, I don't anticipate that we're going to see the market go back to these ranges here, but it certainly is possible. This token is really interesting, and it's down a lot from its all-time high, but I think, like I said, it's going to 20x for sure. Whether or not it gets back to its all-time high or past it, we're going to have to see, but I do think that we're going to see this token do pretty decent in a strong crypto bull run. So with that being said, those are the 5 mid-cap tokens that I think will 20x, where you could turn $10,000 into $200,000. Keep in mind that every one of these tokens has more than 20x potential in the bank, easy, especially if the market slides more and you could even get a better entry point than what we're seeing right now. They all have 20x potential, I think, easy from their current prices in a strong bull run. But I do think that if you're going to be patient and we see the market slide more, you could obviously get more than 20x's on your money if you were to invest in these tokens. It is important that you understand, like I said at the start of the video, if you do choose to invest in these mid-cap tokens, while you have a lot of upside, there's also a lot of risk. So you must understand that if you invest, you're doing so at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not telling you to invest in these tokens. You can make a lot of money, but you can also lose a lot of money. Now, before we wrap up the video, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Leave any thoughts or questions you have in the comments for me below. Let me know what other videos you want me to make. If you want me to cover other crypto tokens, let me know. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you do not miss future crypto talk videos coming your way soon. And if you want to buy and sell cryptos with the lowest fees on the market, then go ahead and click the link down below in the description and sign up for MEXC and start trading right away. Now, if you made it this far in the video and you're still here, I'll share with you very quickly my thesis for when we will see the next crypto bull run. It's simple. I could be wrong, but I look at prior cycles, and the bull run always follows the Bitcoin halving. So anywhere between 6 to 18 months after the halving is when we see peaks in terms of prices in the different types of altcoins. Now, I think that if you look at a lot of the tokens I shared with you in this video, the Bitcoin halving was back in 2020, the last one. The Scale network, the BAM protocol, the Sushiswap, and the Mass network, they all peaked in terms of their price in February, March, April 2021. So the Bitcoin halving was 2020. First quarter of 2021, a lot of these altcoins that I shared with you in this video peaked last bull run. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and some of the bigger macro cap coins didn't peak till end of 2021, like November or October 2021, most of them November 2021. So all the coins, they don't peak at the same time. So I would, if I was you, get myself in a position where I'm having the tokens that I want lined up for the bull run. When you see the bull run, simple, all you have to do is sell them off and get your money. It's that simple. I think, personally, we're going to see the bull run, like I said, 6 months after the halving, we're going to start to see peaks on some tokens. So that's going to be kind of end of 2024. And then transitioning into early 2025, we're possibly going to see peaks on altcoins. That is if things repeat from what they did in 2021. And then towards the end of 2025, we're going to see some more peaks for the overall bull market as a whole. And then we're probably going to go down into a downward trend, into a bear cycle. Now, that is if it repeats what it did before. There are certain things that could change that. Could the market take off quicker? It could. Could I be wrong? I could be. Could I be correct? I could be. So at the end of the day, you have to do what you think is best for you, and you have to make those decisions and pull the trigger on what you think is best. If you think it's best to get in now, you get in now. If you think it's best to wait, you wait, and then you get in. Whatever you think is best, that's what you have to do. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not saying that I'm being correct. I'm just looking at data from prior cycles and saying, hey, I'm going to take my chance or my bet on that this will happen again. And I understand that there are things that could happen that could throw that off. There are possible events down the road that we might not anticipate that could either make the market spike to the upside even more, or they could push the market down. We don't know. So it is, to a degree, taking risk. I don't want to say gambling or betting, but there are elements of that in what we're doing. And the main thing is, if we pick tokens that are valuable and useful, and we invest in valuable, useful tokens or projects within the crypto space, when we see the bull run, we will see great upside on our tokens, especially if we get in at great prices. If we buy these tokens when they're low and they're valuable and useful, when the market moves to the upside, you're going to have upside on your tokens and you can exit them. And it's that simple. So I hope that you found this video valuable. I thank you for taking valuable time out of your day to tune in. And with that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks so much. Again, give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. Comment any thoughts or questions if you have any, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for tuning in. Stay blessed. We'll see you soon.